Hello to all of our EPA members. My name's Tom. I'm the Projects Manager at the EPA, and as September has now rolled to a close, I'm here to provide a monthly update on all the activities across our 6 industry projects. As you can probably tell from my attire, it's not exactly summer anymore, but it's remaining busy for the EPA as we head into the winter months. Firstly, in terms of project inclusion, there has been some really great progress around the project's key activity, which has been looking at how to educate the young and the elderly towards financial inclusion. The first stage of data collection, which has been led by Ravi Meshram, has now been completed, and this involved Ravi conducting one-to-one interviews with a variety of stakeholders across the industry, and this included 18-year-old consumers who find themselves unbanked to industry specialists who have 20 years of experience in the financial inclusion sphere. So the data collected has been really vast and it looks really exciting, and we're looking forward to pulling this report together, which we can then share with our EPA members. As well as that, the project inclusion team, are considering a proposal put forward to them on how we can examine the low-cost credit market and how we can pit affordable credit providers against each other and provide a really good snapshot of what that market looks like at the moment. In terms of Project International Trade, there is the very exciting announcement that in less than 4 weeks, the EPA will be holding its first ever virtual trade mission. We're also proud to announce that GPS have come on board as the platinum sponsor of the trade mission, and that we've now confirmed over 50 speakers who will be participating in the virtual trade mission over the 4.5 days. What's particularly exciting about this event is that we have 3 fintech clinics in region. In Singapore, we'll be working with the British Chamber of Commerce. In Hong Kong, we'll be working with KPMG. And in Sydney, we'll be working with Grant Thornton and EPA Asia. And during these fintech clinics, EPA members and other delegates will be able to speak to local in-region experts on things like regulation, growth strategies, and visa requirements. Things that are going to be really, really useful if you're thinking about expanding into the APAC region. I'd like to take a special thanks to Kevin McAdams and Karen Mitchell for pulling together such a fantastic agenda for this trade mission. I think it's going to be a really exciting event for our members. In terms of Project Regulator, there have been some really interesting developments. Recently, we invited a small team from PSR to join one of our project meetings, and we discussed their plans for their strategy heading into 2021. Also, we fed into the FCA recently on how some payments firms have been experiencing regulation during COVID. We've been really keen to stay close to the regulators so we can help them help us. As well as that, a really key activity for this project has been around building a response to Treasury's payments landscape review. We have started a first draft, and the project team are working together to provide some input and really make sure that it represents the EPA community. If you have a particular perspective on this call for evidence and you would like to input, please do reach out to myself. The project recovery team are currently looking at the COVID-19 recovery toolkit, which this project put together as a microsite, which can now be found on the EPA website, and it includes a variety of resources which we hope have been of use to EPA members during these challenging times. As well as reassessing the toolkit, we're also really looking forward to the second event of our focus group series. The Project Recovery Focus Group series has been a series of 3 focus groups. This one, next month on the 22nd of October, is looking at well-being and mental health in the workplace. A really, really important subject, and this will be led by Dave Stryden of GPS, and he'll be joined by Mike Thompson of Generation Healthy Minds, and the two of them will be discussing lots of really interesting insight and strategies into how to stay motivated, how to keep your mind healthy, especially when we find ourselves working virtually every day at the moment. Mike and Dave will be joined by a select number of EPA members who will also be able to contribute to this important conversation, and there will be a follow-up report and a video for our EPA members to watch. At the last Project Financial Crime meeting, there was plenty of discussion around recent industry developments, including the FinCEN files, and as well as that, we spent quite a lot of time discussing how fraud and payments-related financial crime has been developing during COVID-19. This information was then gathered and then passed on to the FCA in a quarterly workshop where Jane G, the Project Financial Crime lead, attended and passed on this information. As well as that, we are really happy to welcome OK and Cybertonica as new project members. Last but not least, in terms of project open banking, we have now finished the project specification. It went through a few drafts, and we could not have done this without the help of a select few EPA members. That includes Evershed Sutherland, Ozone, Token, PSI Pay, Vacuum Labs, Lyrics Tech and Tink. These members rallied together and really helped us and provided some valuable perspective on open banking and how the EPA can help our members become aware of open banking and adopt it even further. As well as that, the specification really details how the EPA can help create the market conditions for the success of open banking and how we can identify areas within the payments industry that open banking can have a really positive impact. If you are interested in getting involved in this project, or if you'd like to sponsor this project, please do reach out to me at tom.bruin@emergingpayments.org.